Hey friends, and welcome back to another video. Aaron here, and today I want to talk about a bunch of Final Cut Pro tips that may or may not speed up your workflow, but they definitely speed up my workflow. And I think if you incorporate them into your editing, they may help. So let's get straight into it. Let's jump straight into Final Cut Pro here. The first tip is an easy way to hide your library and browser. So let's say you've got all your footage from your browser into your timeline and you're ready to edit, or you just don't want to look at your browser and library anymore. You can go up to here and press this button like that, or you can, these toggle things on and off all the time. But an easy keyboard shortcut is to hold the Control, Command, and 1. And that will close both the library and the browser at once. And now you can adjust your timeline to be bigger or smaller depending on how you want to work. And as soon as you want the library and browser back, you just hit Control, Command, 1 again, and voila, there you are. All right, straight into tip number 2. As you can see, we have our video file and our audio file here. Now, if we want to adjust those or change those, we can click the button over here and we have all these options to enlarge and change the look of the video file and audio file depending on what you're working on. But you don't need to click that. A super easy way to scroll through all those is to hold the Control option and use the up and down arrow keys. And as you can see, we can scroll through all those options. Straight on to tip number 3. If you want to make the clips in your timeline larger or smaller, simply hold Shift, Command, plus to make your clips larger, or Shift, Command, minus to make your clips smaller. Alright, straight on to tip number 4. Now this one is a no-brainer. If you want to zoom in onto your timeline to where the playhead is, simply hold Command and plus to zoom in to the timeline where your playhead is, and Command minus to zoom out of the timeline where your playhead is. Okay, so straight on to tip number 5. Now I haven't seen this one around much on the internet. It probably is, but I just haven't seen it. But I use it a fair bit on larger timelines, and that is an easy and quick way to rapidly zoom in and out of your timeline wherever you are on your project. So wherever your mouse is, not the playhead, but wherever your mouse is on the timeline. Say for example, I want to go right here between these two clips and I want to zoom right in. I hold the Z key and this little magnifying glass pops up, and I'm on a MacBook Pro, and I pinch in on the trackpad and it zooms right in, and I pinch out and it zooms right back out. I use that a lot for when I'm working on a big timeline. For example, I'm over here, I'm like, let's say I want to go here really quickly. I put my mouse here, hold Z, zoom in, done. Okay, now right on to tip number 6. Let's say you are on your timeline and you're like, oh, where am I? This is annoying. I want to see my whole timeline. All you have to do is press Shift Z to snap back and view your whole entire timeline. Okay, straight on to tip number 7. Now this is another useful, easy one. Wherever you are on your playhead, if you want to go back to the start, hit Function and back arrow, and your playhead will jump all the way back to the start of your clip. Function arrow back, start of the timeline, function arrow forward, end of the timeline. If you want to jump back and forward quickly, that's how you do it. Let's say you are super zoomed into your timeline here and you want to go back to the start, Shift Z, function arrow back. Straight into tip number 8. Let's say you're zoomed in on your timeline here and you want to have a look around without having to scroll. All you need to do is hit the H key, and that will bring up the hand tool. And now you are free to drag around your timeline up, down, left, right, wherever you want to go, as far as you want to go, to have a look around. Now, if you want to go back, simply hit the A key for your select tool and you're done. Now, if you want to look around and not have to do the H key and A key, all you have to do is hold down the H key for the hand, have a look around to where you want to go, and then release, and it will automatically snap back to the select tool. Straight into tip number 9. Now this is using the JKL keys to navigate your timeline precisely frame by frame, or to play forward quickly or play back quickly, whichever one you choose to do. Now let's look at this clip for example. The clip ends around here where I say bye. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Now what I can do is I can hold down the K key and use the J to move back, or the L to move forward one frame at a time. This way I can get a precise cut where I want it to be. Now I want to cut right here, which will lead directly into tip number 10, using the option bracket keys to trim your clips. It's a very easy and quick way to trim your clips. Now I don't want everything from here on, so all I need to do is hold down the option key and hit bracket right, and that will trim directly to there. And the same is said, I'll undo that. If I hit option key and bracket left, it will cut everything before that. I'll undo that again, and option key bracket right to trim that, and we're done. So using the option bracket left, bracket right to trim your the ends of your clips is a quick and easy way to trim your clips. I really hope some of these tips can help you speed up your workflow, or just let you enjoy Final Cut Pro all the more. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.